Start it up.
I screwed that up. Let's try that again.
Start it up.
Go. See, I am a boomer. I'm not faking it. Speaking of angry, pissed off boomers, Sisu, which is what the movie is. I saw the preview watching John going to the theater for John Wick. I think that's the last movie I went to see in the theater. Yeah, that is the last movie I went to see in the theaters. And now Sisu is coming out to like there's a bunch of movies I want to see. The Covenant, Guy Ritchie, he doesn't make bad movies. Sisu was another one. And then Critical Drinker said to watch Extraction and Extraction 2. These are all on the Boomer pad, so I don't have to go to the theater and deal with people. I was like, okay, Sisu, I want to see Sisu. Let me see it. And I knew, I'm like, okay, you kind of know what you're getting into, but you don't know how much basically ridiculousness you're getting into. And it kind of shows you how bad movies have gotten that this is a good movie. It's not bad, but it ain't great. And it's like a guy who's starved for sex, like any poon he gets is great poon. And so Americans, especially men, are starved for good movies that isn't girl boss, strong, independent womans with leftist politics and look, black vagina over here, strong, and so sick of that. And not and just no plot. Horrible, right? Just no plot. That this delivers what people have been starving from or not getting. But then there's the not a whole bunch, but there's some pretty big flaws in the movie. And so if you saw the previews, you were like, oh, that looks like a straight up action flick. It is, but to a ridiculous level. And one where I'm like, okay, just I can't. A lot of you have seen it like, oh, come on, Cappy, it's tongue in cheek. You're not supposed to take it seriously. Yeah. And I understand there's always the suspension of disbelief. You need what? But this is now, there were some times in the, like, okay, related to John Wick. John Wick 1, not a fan. I don't hate it. It's a good-ish movie. But the two things that just, again, turd in the punch bowl. Don't care how small the turd is. Don't care how big the punch bowl is. If there's a turd in the punch bowl, you get one. You get one. The character's got a magical gift. They got superpowers. In John Wick's case, he's just really good with guns. And all right, but even with John Wick, all right, this guy's just he's really good at killing people. Absurdly good. All right, that's the one thing you get. Then at the end of John Wick 1, after he's beaten up fist fights, physical fight, shooting, whatever, he gets to the boss, which is this old, middle-aged, kind of fat Russian guy. And I'm like, oh, he'll just make quick work of this guy. No, there's an actual fight. Like John Wick is he could take out a 6'8" Russian mafioso guy, but then he comes across a 68-year-old old man and he's got trouble fighting him. And then also another turd in the punch bowl, beyond the one suspension of disbelief you get in every movie, was the Dodge Charger that just was built like a tank and could fly and didn't get destroyed at all with bullets or anything. It'd still fire up. And so I kind of those two things, like, look, you get one trait, one, and then you got to make the rest of the world has to be in reality. And with Sisu, just say he's Superman, but he bleeds. He can't die, no matter how much punishment he takes. See, even in Die Hard, which still was within the one realm of one suspension of disbelief. All right, John McClane gets the ever-living crap kicked out of him. But a human male could handle that, the glass in the foot, taking a shot in the shoulder. It's possible. That's doable. Taking out building full of terrorists, if you're smart enough, it could happen, and then you could invest in the because it's possible. Spoiler alert, turn this off if you don't want to see. He survives a plane crash, Sisu. Can't find the parachute in time. He just straps himself in. Plane goes right down. Like, is it going to land it? Is it going to hit the angle of a mountain with a lot of soft snow? No, straight down into the ground. Here he comes walking out of it. And I was like, okay, so that's the ridiculousness. This man cannot be killed. And that's where I kind of lost it. I didn't hate it. It's charming. It's entertaining. If you go into this knowing that this is stupid, ridiculous, there's not even a chance this would happen, and that this guy is a ghost. Sisu is a ghost that the Nazis just can't kill. And then you're like, okay. And all it is blood and guts porn. That's what it is. It's ridiculous, over the top violence. And then not even so, but which, okay, fine. But man, 30 minutes into it, I'm like, this is pretty good. Then the ridiculous stuff happens. Like the Nazis always missing. You think Star Troopers are bad or Stormtroopers are bad at their aim. You should see this platoon of Nazis they got. They can't hit anything. This guy with the sniper rifle, he misses them. They could have killed this guy with bullets, a gun at any time. The lieutenant stares him down, or the captain, whatever the hell his rank is. No, don't shoot him. Like the James Bond villain, like, why don't we just shoot the guy, from Austin Powers? Who's the guy, the redhead actor? I forget. Like, why don't you just shoot him? You always leave him and lower the unnecessarily slow thing into the tiger tank or shark tank. And so I was like, why do you kill it? The same problem I had with Fury, which is Brad Pitt and his magical 50 caliber machine gun. Brad Pitt never gets hit, never gets killed. They're in a disabled tank, and they somehow hold off a battalion of Germans. The Germans are just dumber than crap. They run up, get mowed down. I'm like, when you be far away, hiding behind some really good rocks from the behind of the Sherman and shooting it with a Panzerfaust? No logic. I'm not a military man, by the way. Never served a day in my life. But I'm a little bit smarter than literally all these seasoned veterans in the movie. So Sisu runs in at the beginning of the movie. He runs into two groups of Nazis as they're evacuating Finland. The first one, there's a tank with two armored carriers. They let him pass. And he runs into another group, and they're mouthing off, and they decide to stop him. And then he kills them all. No one shoots them, even though they have guns in their holsters. No one shoots them. They all fist fight. Okay. What else? Oh, through the pursuit in the tundra of Finland, Sisu manages to get across a river, and there's a dead German on the other side with them. And here they all got MP40s and the sniper rifle. He just gets off the boat with this German corpse. No one's firing across the at most 300 yards of water. The sniper guy can't hit him. He's like, I've had enough of this. So he goes back to the tank, and he mounts a 50 caliber machine gun, one big honking machine gun, and just starts shooting. Sisu takes the corpse of the Nazi and just runs. And he's getting hit in the back, but the body of the dead Nazi is taking all the bullets from this big caliber machine gun. Now, again, I'm not a ballistics expert. I'm not in the military, but I'm going to guess that those bullets, they're about that big, because I got 30 and 50 caliber machine gun bullets up in my collection, because those the South Dakota part of it used to be a gunning and bombing range for the U.S. Air Corps. And sometimes you could find shells, and if you're lucky, you find some bullets. I'm like, these bullets are huge. Traveling at Mach 3, Mach 2. This 180-pound German, that's not going to go through him and go through Sisu? No, apparently not. Apparently not. And then, it just dumb Germans, bad aim. The minefield, that was the mines. Sisu hides himself in a minefield by blowing up mines with rocks. And so there's some dust that temporarily kicks up. And I'm thinking like, okay, you wait for the dust to go away. No, they say like the commander's like, or you go around the minefield and flank the guy. No, go into the, don't wait for the dust. Go in, walk into the minefield. And like, all right. And so you have to like it for other things, which is a lot to like about. First, mindless, emphasis on mindless. You have to ignore the other two turds in the punch bowl. Mindless entertainment, right? So if you're in the mood for just mindless fun, we're talking Fast and Furious level stupid. Okay, you could overlook these things. And then you could appreciate the art for what it is, like the ridiculous techniques and maneuvers Sisu goes through to survive and how he kills Nazi in many creative ways. I like they did a good job introducing women. It wasn't girl boss. It was actually a real good way to do girl boss. That was a good way. It was clever. It was even charming. The plot's great. The plot is good. The filming, here's probably what I was most impressed with was the cinematography, like the background. It just takes place in the Finland tundra. Now, I don't know if the actual filming location was Finland, but it looks that way. And I think it was only made on $7 million or some really small budget. But that is the most impressive thing is they pulled off, it looked like a professional movie to me. I'm like, oh yeah, they're saving the money here, just filming it mostly in the tundra. They got a T-55 Soviet tank, which is the cheap tank to make it look like a German tank. I was going to know the difference. Very minimal prop setups. I was like, look at this. And instead of relying on computer graphics and CG and girl boss and IP, and look, you remember how there was a dick in this uniform before in this outfit with the cape? Now it's a vagina. And it's a lesbian black vagina too. And there wasn't no big advertising or anything like that. So what ended up happening now, for all of you in Hollywood, especially Disney, sit down. They had to come up with a good story, and they had to be clever with the cinematography. All you assholes at Disney could take a good lesson watching the spaghetti westerns, which are known to be filmed on lower budgets, but they made do and created some beautiful works of art. It requires creativity and talent, of which Disney and Hollywood in general, you have none. And so you rely on money and antics and politics, which look where that's getting you. But you almost come up with a better movie when, all right, we got a limited budget. You got to be creative. And that's what humans like, human creativity, which in the filmography of Sisu is very well done, very creative, very clever, beautiful, like some of the landscapes. Oh, and the lack of words. You don't need a long dialogue. Sisu ain't got the hero doesn't say anything until the very end of the movie. And I guessed wrong what he was going to say. I was like, wasn't it? But I realized like kind of halfway, I'm like, this guy doesn't have a line. He has no lines. Telling a story without words. For those of you just like with your tongue purely affixed to lesbian black vagina in Disney, if you could come up for some air and think about that concept, could you tell a story without words? I know. No, keep going down on the shellfish. Keep going down. Keep going down there. And so that's what I was impressed with. I still had fun. It wasn't an hour and a half. Here's another thing. Cadence. Do you guys remember then where there was a good cadence? The movie went along. It didn't go and you don't know when to go to the bathroom. No, just they even do it. Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Chapter 3. Chapter 1, the gold. I wonder what this is going to be. Chapter 2, the Nazis. Okay, here they come. Forgot what Chapter 3 was. Ba, 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 ba. It's not hard. It's not hard. It's like making a chocolate sundae, not hard, but somehow Hollywood cannot make a chocolate sundae. And so, getting back to one of my original points that people are starved for just a normal movie, Top Gun, Maverick. Introduce the characters. Maverick's getting in trouble. Goes to the command says, you're now going to do this thing. Now he meets the ragtag group of elites. Oh, we got a problem. We got a train. There's a little bit of a Penny Benjamin love interest on the side. Same thing here. Like it doesn't slow. It just doesn't speed up, doesn't slow down. One less thing for your brain to worry about. You can focus on the movie. And so it was a joy. It was a fun movie. It wasn't a serious movie. I know a lot of you are not as angry as me or particular as I am. If you just want some cheap thrills and laughs and some pretty clever ways that Sisu survives, I'm leaving a lot out. And if you're okay of overlooking, looking past the horrifically bad aim of the Nazis, the horrifically stupid decisions the Nazis make, the very improbable, if not outright impossible, ways that Sisu lives, and I think that's about it. Yeah, it's better than any movie you're going to see come out of the mainstream. These talentless, hacks whose lips are firmly fixed as they're eating out black pussy. All right. What? What? Too busy eating black pussy. Here's your movie. Like if you're done with that, you're like they're not gonna get it. They're too down there. They're too far down. They're too engaged in that current activity. It's all right. It's a good flick. But we paid $20 for it to watch it on the live show. I wouldn't pay $20 for it. It's not $20 worth. Wait for it to come down in price. I'm impressed with the people who filmed it. If whoever films it, find out later that, oh yeah, they filmed Sisu. Okay, I want to see this guy. This guy makes a dollar count or a kroner, whatever the hell currency was. It's all English, by the way, so probably not actual Finnish actors. Who knows? Maybe it was. Oh, and I forgot to mention, the actors are great. I don't have an eye people like, oh, they're a bad actor. I'm like, oh. And I paid attention to this. Like the Nazis are good. But there's not a lot of words. There really isn't. The guy who plays Sisu is good. What else? There's really not. Then there's the girls. They don't have a lot of lines either. It's pretty. They're pretty good. It's not bad. I thought it was okay, fine. And so, yeah, maybe wait for it to come down to the $10 range, but I wouldn't pay 20 for it though. All right. Alex Patino, truck driver, Latino agent in the field, $5. On the movie Fury, I was in Korea and service members get to watch those movies for free, and we tore it apart on how stupid it was. Thank you. Yeah, you're Army, so you know. But I was just like, really? Oh, his hair. How is his hair so perfect in the whole damn movie? You're in war. Everyone else looks like crap. His hair's all perfect. And there he is on the machine gun, taking out all the Germans. Alex, I don't know if you ever saw it, but The Wind Talkers. It's got Nick Cage in it. That one is, I can't. First, It ain't about the Navajo Indian code breakers or code talkers. They're there, but it's really not about 'em. It's about Nick Cage coming over an injury to his ear and having to go out with a death wish to fight in the Pacific. And he had the magical Thompson machine guns. So the Japanese are throwing all sorts of fire downrange at the Americans. And all Nicolas Cage has to do is take his machine gun, spray the hill, and every single bullet finds the heart of a Japanese soldier. Just all the Japanese just drop. I was like, again, never served a second in my life. But I'm going to bet that's not how machine guns work. Yeah, it was pretty. Hey, Sam Little. How's Alabama, Sam? 10 generous dollars. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Oh my God, look, old school here. Rusty Shackelford. Look at the old timers come out here. Rusty Shackelford, $2. Watching Nefarious last night. Loved it. Well, what's Nefarious? Let's take a look at Nefarious. Nefarious. Nefarious 2023. What is this? Who stars? Yeah, we gotta load everything that I don't want. Sean Patrick Flannery, Jordan Belfi, Tom Omer, Glenn Beck. Glenn Beck's in this? A little cameo appearance. Is it gonna tell me what it's about? Synopsis, storyline. Notorious serial killer Edward facing execution 11 p.m. However, he must undergo a psychiatric evaluation. Dr. James Martin is brought in to fill in for Dr. Stewart for a psychiatric evaluation of Edward. As Martin begins his interrogation, Edwards reveals himself as possessed by a demon named Nefarious, who claims Martin will commit 3 murders. Martin initially dismisses Edwards' claims, but as the demon's knowledge becomes increasingly accurate, Martin's skepticism fades. Additionally, Edwards' fate depends on Martin's diagnosis. If Martin deduces that Edward is the same who will be executed, but if he is declared insane via multiple personality disorder, his story had to believe Edward would be spared. The weight of Nefarious' claims intensifies. Oh, that's okay. Maybe it's a great movie. Doesn't I don't do what's his name? The Pope's Exorcist. Who was in that? Gladiator guy, Master and Commander, Russell Crowe. I don't do the drama. Like if it takes place in one room, I don't want to see it. I don't like drama. 12 Angry Men. Oh God, no. Don't want to do it. Okay, is that it? That's it. So there you guys go. Might be watching some more movies. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.